Oh yeah, forget the hot dog. The brackets are loaded. 10 of junior college baseball's best ready to do battle. And now it's time to get you ready for all the action. Starting bright and early Saturday morning, a matchup that pits McLennan against Flodar. The McLennan Community College Highlanders coming to Junction from deep in the heart of Texas, Waco. As a matter of fact, the Smart Club, first thing Coach Thompson bragged about was his team's GPA, 3.6 in the fall, 3.4 in the spring to match a team batting average of 312. And let's talk about their blistering 18-game winning streak coming into the week.
I think we're playing at our best here at the end of the year, and so we're very excited to see how long a run we can make at this thing.
And with a pitcher, catcher, and shortstop making their all-region team, the Highlanders can do it in a variety of ways.
We've showed the ability to play both the small ball game and the long ball game. But the strength of our team has been our pitching and our defense. Our pitching and our pitching depth has been the strength of our team from day one, and we like that, and hopefully it'll show up out here.
And who it'll have to show up against? Well, the Florence Darlington Technical College Stingers coming to Junction by way of Florence, South Carolina. Their last appearance in the World Series came back in 2017.
And been thinking about this place every day ever since.
Well, think no more and enjoy the view. Stingers have been enjoying the view of pitcher Nathan Williams. Threw a combined no-hitter in the first game of regional, struck out the first 11 batters, and carried a no-hitter into the sixth inning of a district game. Flodar in the top 10 in runs scored, top 10 in ERA. Balance is a phrase that pays, but so too does not letting that moment get too big.
You'll see us before the game throwing a football out there, running routes. Before the region championship game, had a guy punt the ball. Well, a guy catch it, and the guy's blocking for him as he returns the punt. So they like to have fun, but I think that's good at keeping them loose too. Kind of keeps them out of the moment where they're not sitting there just thinking about how big of a game this is. Think about playing in front of thousands of fans. Let's just think about playing baseball and having fun. And if we do that and play well, then I think we'll have a good showing.
Yeah, next up, game number 2. It's the old 110 matchup. Well, not so old. This is the first year of seeding at the Alpine Bank JUCO World Series. Crowder taking on Indian Hills, the number 1 Crowder College Rough Riders out of Neosho, Missouri. They entered the World Series with a 52-6 record. Coach Travis Lemon, he calls his team business-like. I had to ask what it means to be the number 1 seed.
You know what? It's an honor. I don't think it changed anything. Everybody did something to get here, so I don't think it means anything on the field at all. You got to go play, you got to go make plays and pitches and swing the bats.
A business-like answer, and why not? The Rough Riders have won 90% of their games this season and are in the top 5 of doubles, homers, RBI, extra base hits, total bases, walks drawn, and slugging percentage.
I think we do a lot of things well, but not that you throw that out the window out here, but at the same time, it's all about that one pitch and making that one play and things here, because it can get away from you in a hurry.
All right, well, they're taking on the 10 seed, the Indian Hills Community College Warriors from Centerville, Iowa. It could be the dark horse of the tournament, a storied program that had plenty of appearances in the World Series, 6 back in the 90s, but haven't been to Junction in 17 years. And the road here was not for the faint of heart, downing Iowa Western in regionals, and then a team that we've had on our radar all year long, number 1 ranked Wabash Valley. And for a team that has 9 players batting better than 300, not exactly dark horse material on the resume, but they are the tournament's only team not in the nation's top 20. Head coach Matthew Torres, a Colorado native, says that doesn't bother his Warriors.
I guess, we're kind of the underdog right now, and so just play that role and go out there and, I always tell guys playoff seasons, whoever can play it as close to the regular season as possible. Go out and do who you are. Understand what got you here and do that every game out. And if you can stay in that little realm, then you're going to have some success.
As for how Indian Hills rides that wave of emotion,
I can tell you this. I kind of make fun of my team a little bit. It's the good and the bad of our team. We don't get too excited, and we don't get too excited.
All right, well, let's move down to the third game on Saturday, Walters versus Shelton. The Walters State Community College Senators come to Grand Junction from Morristown, Tennessee for the 3rd straight season. I asked Coach Dave Shelton what we should know about his squad.
We take good BP.
And he wasn't kidding. He had guys behind the fence shagging bombs. Thoughts and prayers to cars trying to drive back there. These guys could smoke them. How about this? They lead the nation in home runs, 134. Ditto for RBIs, 622 on the year. An offensive powerhouse and a program used to success, boasting 11 appearances at the Junior College World Series.
Things are different out here than what we're used to. the games, you're never out of a game, and you never have a game put away until the final out's made. So you've got to be prepared to stay into it the entire game and be ready to put teams away when you get a chance. They probably get a little frustrated with me. I make them watch every video that we've got from the previous years that we're out here. We're watching highlight films and things. I just want to make them see what the moment's like out here and allow them to kind of put themselves in that situation before they actually get out here and do it.
And who they'll have to do it against? How about the Shelton State Community College Buccaneers from Tuscaloosa, Alabama, led by longtime head coach Bobby Sproul, who says his scrappy bunch has plenty of power and are anchored by two good frontline arms, boasting 364 strikeouts through 54 games. Now, one thing you'll hear from coaches this week is not getting too high or getting too low, something Coach Sproul says his Bucks have a handle on.
That's the way you play this game. If you're living off that last at bat, you're not going to play this game long, or that last pitch. You got to let it go on and go on to the next one. And the guys that do that usually go higher up than other guys that are more talented.
And as for his clubhouse,
most of them are just laid back. I'm a laid back guy. It may be the major league in me or the pro ball in me that's that guy. I'm not a big cheerleading guy or anything like that, but they get after it and they're focused on what they're doing and they stay locked in pretty good.
oh yeah, let's get to that fourth and final game on Saturday, the nightcap. San Jac taking on MiamiDade, two schools from big cities. First up, the San Jacinto North College Gators made their way north from Houston, Texas, a mainstay at the Alpine Bank JUCO World Series. How about 24 appearances for the Gators, 5 championships, and this program is to be respected, leading all of JUCO baseball and players drafted to the majors. In 2019, they had 6 players drafted. For perspective, that's more than Ohio State and Texas had combined. But they haven't won it all since 1990, the year Madonna's Vogue was in vogue. What'll it take to win in 2021?
A lot of people have asked me over the years, are you going to win it this year? And I think it's most important to strive to win for the players. It's not about me winning or the school. It's really about this group of players and what they've done and pushing hard to achieve, the pinnacle of junior college baseball, and that's a national championship.
Yeah, the Gators a local favorite, and it's not hard to see why.
We know the fans want to see great baseball, and that's what we're here to do. We want to play the best baseball we possibly can and put on a good show.
And can they put on a good show against the Miami-Dade College Sharks out of, well,
There's a lot of good talent down there in Miami, but we got kids from everywhere. We got kids from Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, Cuba, Miami, Atlanta. So we got kids from everywhere, man, and it's been the closest thing to minor league baseball, right? Where you have a mix of a bunch of kids who have gelled together despite cultural, language differences, and they've bought in, and they're a family.
And what they've bought into is a philosophy that's earned the Sharks their 3rd trip ever to Grand Junction. And what's most impressive is how they did it. Hit by that injury bug, then getting run-ruled 11-1 in the state championship by the country's number 8th ranked team. They regrouped and beat Santa Fe in the title game 10-5.
We're tough. We're a tough group. We're going to fight to the end.
A tough group that's sure to bring their own kind of spice to Grand Junction.
They're singing and dancing in the dugout during the game. We got a mix from everywhere, so these guys bring their flavor from Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico and the Cuban kids and the American kids. Everybody's different, but they've gelled, and it's a fun atmosphere in the dugout.
Should be a great matchup. So too should this. The Sunday game, the 5-6 game, Cali versus Central Arizona. The Cali College Tigers out of Arkansas City, Kansas. Talk about fresh faces from familiar places. Only one player on that roster who is on the team that came to Junction back in 2019. Even their head coach is new. Darren Burrows replacing his brother Dave Burrows, a legendary coach who won more than 1,000 games with Cali. But it's a new era, and it's led by freshman Jabril Easley, conference pitcher of the year. But getting to Friday, it's all about that team game. Coach Burrows says his Tigers got a little bit of everything.
We're kind of excited to watch because we kind of tread along a little bit, and all of a sudden we might score 4 or 5 runs, or might score 3 or 4 runs, and we just kind of get going a little bit. So, we have a little bit of speed, a little bit of power, but a lot of balance.
Balance, the theme du jour. One of the themes I've stayed away from this special has been the JUCO that wasn't. Coach Burrows says 2020 brought this team together.
We have some emotional kids, and that's a good thing, but it's all about challenge the right way, and they pull for each other really hard. They're really close, and I think maybe through all the not playing got them closer.
All right, well, the final team we have to talk about, and how fitting is this, is the last team to win the Alpine Bank JUCO World Series, the Central Arizona College Vaqueros from Coolidge, Arizona. And when you think about the chance of winning it all consecutively, Coach Gillich says pump those brakes. Just getting here in consecutive seasons is an achievement.
It's hard to get here, and so to do it in consecutive years, or kind of consecutive years, is what we're happy about. We're excited for these guys to experience everything that JUCO has to offer.
Yeah, speaking of experience, how about this for familiarity? 9 players back from that championship squad.
Especially since we had the opportunity to win it. We were fortunate enough to win it. They at least have the idea and they can share what it takes and just what the guys are about to get into with all the fans and the attention and those kind of things. So hopefully maybe we can be a little more ready than maybe we were in 2019.
And not to mention the extra day of scouting.
I mean, the JUCO jitters are kind of real, I think, over the last, the years that I've been here. And so, getting a chance to just kind of see how the games flow, the energy, all the amount of fans that are in the stands. It'd be good for our guys to go to some of those games and then hopefully be prepared on Sunday.
And prepared for that rare chance at going back to back.
We've never talked about like defending a championship, or because nobody won it in 20. So, we're not really we're the last ones to win it, but we're not really defending the championship. We don't really feel like that. And so, no added pressure. It's just a new opportunity with a new group to try to do it again. And so, our guys are excited.
And so are we. 10 teams, 7 days, and 1 national champion. Buckle up, Grand Junction. The Alpine Bank JUCO World Series is back and sure to be as good as ever. Yeah, let us know who you're rooting for and why, and make sure and say hi. We're looking forward to seeing you out at Simplesio Field. In the meantime, I'm Mike Kretz. We'll see you then.